In a recent turn of events, one of President Emerson Mnangagwa's sons, Collins, appears to have seized control. Reports have surfaced of his involvement in constructing a ZANU PF office in Shirugwi, funded by his company Chunshi Chengatai Investments, to the tune of $150,000. This development raises profound questions about the extent of political influence wielded by the Mnangagwa family. Observers view this move as an overt attempt to seize the ruling party's infrastructure in this mining town, thereby consolidating control over key political territories. The timing of this construction, coupled with Collins's deep ties to the Chinese-associated mining company funding the project, underscores concerns about the entanglement of political power and economic interests in Zimbabwe. Midlands Provincial Affairs and Devolution Minister Owen Ncube has come under the microscope for his endorsement of the project during its commissioning ceremony. Minister Ncube's praise for Collins Mnangagwa's company and his evasion of allegations of corruption within the Mnangagwa family raise alarming questions about the integrity of Zimbabwe's leadership and its commitment to combating graft. Since taking power after the ousting of the late President Robert Mugabe in a military coup, the Mnangagwa regime has faced escalating accusations of corruption and state capture. The construction of the ZANU PF office in Shirugwi serves as yet another glaring example of the unchecked influence wielded by the ruling elite, further exacerbating the plight of ordinary Zimbabweans grappling with economic hardship and political repression. Calls for accountability and transparency echo across Zimbabwe as citizens demand action against those responsible for the systemic plundering of the nation's resources. Law enforcement agencies are urged to take decisive action against perpetrators of corruption and violence, and the spotlight now falls squarely on President Mnangagwa and his family as allegations of corruption continue to tarnish the nation's democratic credentials. As Zimbabwe navigates a precarious path towards political and economic reform, the revelations surrounding Collins Mnangagwa's involvement in the construction of the ZANU PF office cast a damning shadow over the prospects of genuine change and accountability in the country. In conclusion, the political power dynamics in Zimbabwe remain a complex web of family ties, economic interests, and alleged corruption. The Mnangagwa family's influence, as evidenced by the construction of the ZANU PF office in Shirugwi, continues to raise questions about the commitment of Zimbabwe's leadership to transparency and accountability. The nation's path towards political and economic reform is fraught with uncertainty under the shadow of these allegations. The call for action against systemic corruption and the demand for accountability remain louder than ever. Zimbabwe's democratic credentials are under the microscope, and only time will tell how this chapter in the nation's history will unfold.